I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up?
Holy on slow!
And now, ladies and gentlemen, this is Snowman in the Morning.
Oh, yeah.
It's a snap, high snap, placement made, kick end over end to the uprights, and it is good. The San Francisco 49ers advance.
This is the end of the game.
With a 13-10 victory over the Green Bay Packers on a 45-yard field goal by Robbie Gould as time expires. A gut-wrenching, heart-breaking defeat.
There's a little high pull down by Wisnowski. Robbie Gould has it away, and it is good! Robbie Gould has kicked the 49ers to victory here in Green Bay.
The golden leg of Robbie Gould going to an NFC championship game.
Ooh. I am hopping mad this morning, but happy to be alive. Happy to be here and be with you guys. And I had the whole lineup done. I had it done. Cole Johnson will join me in just a moment, and I'll explain to him and to y'all why I'm hopping mad this morning. But I am hopping mad. I'm having a very good day. I'm not having a bad day. Trust me. But with some of the stuff that I saw last night in the NBA and in the NFL and rumors flying around, I can't. There's just some stuff that I can't take anymore, and I won't. I just simply won't. So let me get to this. Let me say good morning, and I'll do it the right way. Joshua Lopez is a very dear friend of mine. I will do this in this version for him. Good morning. Woo, baby. I am in a good mood, but sports-wise, I am very, very, very pissed off this morning with some of the things that I've seen. And while I wait for Cole Johnson to come on in, I'm just going to get right to it. Sean Payton has stepped down, but we all know where he's going. I'll leave it there for now because I definitely got to get some help on that. The only thing that I have in order on my lineup this morning are my guests, which are Eric Wilson during hour one and Clarence Nixon, very good friend of mine. He'll come on during hour two. But I'm going to start with some basketball. And the reason I want to start with some basketball is because Anthony Davis made his return to the Los Angeles Lakers last night against the Brooklyn Mets. Brooklyn Mets. The Nets are a mess, and so are the Lakers. Oh, baby. They went to Anthony Davis the first two times they had the ball. The Lakers did. And they were successful. A dunk and then a fadeaway jumper. They didn't go through Anthony Davis much the remainder of the game. And that kind of gets on my nerves. I'm not a Laker fan. I'm not a LeBron fan. You all know that. But when you don't use your best player, and Anthony Davis is clearly the best player on the Lakers, returning to the Laker lineup for the first time in 17 games, and you don't use him? I understand you're being cautious, and I don't think that was the call. I'm trying to get adjusted here. I don't think that was the call of Frank Vogel to be overcautious of Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis had 8 points last night when he clearly could have had more. I understand the minutes restriction. He played 24 minutes. But at the same time, if you're going to him the first 2 possessions of the game and the Brooklyn Mets had no answer, keep going to him. See how long he can go. Anthony Davis is a bleeping thoroughbred. He's the only thoroughbred the Lakers have. Not LeBron, not Carmelo Anthony, and certainly not Russell Westbrook. Yes, the Lakers won the game, 106-96. But be that as it may, you're not doing yourselves any kind of service whatsoever if you don't use your best player. Where have I said that before? Cole Johnson now joins me. Good morning, sir. Oops. I'm sorry. I thought I had him on the line. I'm sorry about that. When you don't use your best player, you're going to have a problem. The Dallas Cowboys had that problem all year long. And their best player is not Dak Prescott. How many times do I have to say this? Their best player is Ezekiel Elliott. For the Lakers, their best player is not LeBron James. It's not Carmelo Anthony. And it certainly isn't Russell Westbrook. Their best player returned to the lineup last night after a 17-game absence. And their best player is Anthony Davis. Their best player is Anthony Davis. And they're not going to use him in the proper way that he should be used. They're not going to use him. I can tell, and I had no intention of watching this game last night. No intention whatsoever. I had planned to be asleep. But then the lure got to me. The lure got to me. And I wanted to see what they would do. I wanted to see what the Lakers would do, and I wanted to see if they would include Anthony Davis in their offense, minutes restrictions or not. And the answer to that is no. As far as I'm concerned, they're not going to use AD until the playoffs. And then they're going to run him down. And then Anthony Davis is going to go down with another significant injury. He wanted to get back on the court so badly. This is what kind of a competitor Anthony Davis is. He wanted to get back on the court so badly. But I believe he is taking a tremendous risk with the injuries that he suffered and missed 17 games for. He missed more than 2 weeks. And I have a feeling he's going to go down again. And I wish no injury on any player. Please believe that. I wish no injury on anybody. But I just have this feeling he's going to go down again. And this time it'll cost them the season. I mean, the Lakers are barely hanging on by a thread to postseason play. And I believe I have Cole Johnson on the line right now. Good morning, sir.
Morning to you, sir.
I'm on fire this morning. I am hopping mad at the Los Angeles Lakers.
Well, why are you angry with them? I mean, they won last night.
Yeah, but here's the problem. Celebrate my ass.
All right, what's the problem?
Who returned to the lineup last night?
Oh, Anthony Davis.
Who took only 3 shots?
Oh, well, it wasn't the man we'll mention later. Yeah, so it was Anthony Davis, yes.
Your best player returns to the lineup after 17 games. You give him the ball the first 2 possessions of the game. You get a dunk, and you get a fadeaway shot that is smooth as the other side of the pillow. Shout out to the late Stuart Scott for that phrase.
Thank you, Stuart. Mm-hmm.
Why didn't they let him go? Why didn't they let a thoroughbred get back on the track?
because they thought the thoroughbred they thought the wrong thoroughbred, that basically the the hooves are worn completely to the horseshoe, is still the guy to tote and carry the wagon.
And you wonder why I'm hopping mad. And you wonder why I am pissed off this morning after what I saw. I will say it again while I was waiting for you to come in. I had no intention whatsoever. I said it yesterday. I had no intention whatsoever of watching that game because I can't stand the Lakers, nor can I stand the Brooklyn mess. Both of these teams are a mess.
Yeah.
And now the Miami Heat are sitting up top the Eastern Conference, and that's going to be a tough out in the playoffs. Okay?
Ooh, yeah.
They're going to be a tough out in the playoffs. And I love how that team's growing. Brooklyn is going to drop like a stone in a well.
Well, it helps, though, that they will drop like said stone and said well, because they, I think, lost in the hysteria of the Lakers are back.
Oh, God.
That Kevin Durant is still on the sidelines nursing an injury.
Yep. And he's going to sit through February.
Yeah, he's going to sit probably all the way to March, yeah.
He's going to sit through March. And that means the Mets are led by James Harden. And that's a problem to me. That's a problem to me because
in the regular season, that's not so bad. But go ahead. I'm sorry. Go continue.
You know me entirely too well. That's a problem to me with James Harden and that blankety blank, doggone, bleep bleep, deleted expletive Euro step that has been popularized in the NBA. That has been popularized. I mean, what happened to your gather step and you take 2 steps to either get to the rim or get to your shot? The fundamentals have disappeared.
And he butchered it too. I mean, Manu Ginobili actually did it well and did it correctly, but everyone else has picked up after him.
Listen, I love Manu and his fundamentals. Okay, I love Manu Ginobili and his fundamentals. Manu popularized the Euro step, but Manu did it correctly.
Right.
Okay? Big difference. Manu did it correctly. James Harden walks every time he has the ball. You know who walks every time he has the ball. Saw it last night. And yet the Lakers somehow won and didn't use their best player. And they didn't let him get into the flow of the offense because they wanted, I won't cuss, to lead the team. I won't cuss until later.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
I won't cuss until later.
Well,
but you already know. You already know how I feel about a team not using their best weapon.
Well, also, with this particular team, they don't know that the weapon that they are currently abusing and the weapon that is thirsting to be abused is not their best weapon.
Can you say that again for those of us in the cheap seats? And I'm going to make you smile this morning at the Spectrum in Philadelphia. Can you say that again for those of us in the cheap seats? Let me give you 4 of them. At the Spectrum in Philadelphia, the Fabulous Forum in Inglewood, the Old Boston Garden, and the Summit in Houston. I almost went another way, but
I understand.
Yeah, you knew where I was going. I'm old school. But
I mean, it's simple. The team that they're abusing the weapon of to consider himself being the guy, and the guy who's sensually desiring to be abused.
Oh,
in that
man, oh
that is
man,
the
oh
problem.
man, that's a big ass problem. If you're the Lakers, no, change that. Before we go to break, yes, I'm actually on time this morning, and I love that. if you're Laker fans and you really know basketball, and we're going to discuss that later, if you really, 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 really know basketball, you'd be a little pissed off too. Because you get your best weapon back and he's not used.
Yeah, that's.
How many times have we said how many times have we said that on this program?
Often, and it's inexcusable. It really is.
I mean, you're supposed to be the Los Angeles Lakers. You're supposed to know from the past that your best weapon carries you to a title. And it was not LeBron in 2020 that carried them to a false title. I mean, a title. I'm sorry.
Wow, not a false title.
I said it.
Wow.
I'm in my bag of tricks already, okay? It's a false title. Give me a couple minutes to cook here, because I got a lot of stuff in the oven today.
But that championship was bubbling with possibilities. Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you. It was bubbling over like my cup of coffee this morning. Oh, did I say that aloud? Did I say that aloud? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Because if you know basketball, the 2019-20 season after COVID put everything on pause should have been scrapped. But no, they wanted you know who. I said I promised I wouldn't cuss this morning until later. They wanted you know who to celebrate the late great Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
With the title, Find the Lie. Am I wrong anywhere on that, sir?
No.
Am I wrong in saying this was the 2019-20 season was all about the false number 23 getting the championship for the Lakers, a championship that wasn't earned or deserved? The only reason the Lakers won that false title in 2020 is because they got 4 months off.
Not only 4 months off, but in the quote, one of the toughest titles to earn, close quote.
That's some grade A homogenized Holstein bull. Pfft.
They didn't have to travel anywhere. So
yeah, no team travel anywhere.
Right.
No team travel whatsoever.
Yeah, it got to play one game every other day. How?
In the same joint.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I'm going nowhere near the state of Florida anytime soon. That would creep me the hell out. That would, I mean, look, growing up in Chicago, I played in places where other folks have played. Don't get it twisted. I've been in the United Center. I've been to Welsh Ryan Arena. But that title right there, if you want to call it that, I'm emptying the clip today. If you want to call it that, smelled like everything of 2016. Oh, I am emptying it all today. I'm emptying it all today. 90 seconds before a break, your thoughts, sir, on what I just said.
It's simple. It's simple and plain. You have a team that thirsts for the spotlight. They thirst for the marquee. They thirst for the big moment. They thirst for the big name. And unfortunately, last night they got that. Unfortunately, they didn't get all of it because one of the players wasn't on the court. Otherwise, that score will be opposite. But yeah, you're dealing with a team that is just that they're. You talk about fans that are stuck on stars and stats. The Lakers organization basically is the model, the basketball model for the stars and stats, drooling of stuff. So,
oh God, yes.
So,
Oh dear Lord,
so,
yes.
so they're going to struggle mightily with the fact that they have a wonderful weapon in Anthony Davis, but they really want to ignore him, and they're going to ignore him to their peril, and it's unfortunate.
Very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. All right. Let's go to our first break. Let's stay on time today, but I can guarantee you we're going to go off the rails when we come back.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. As a volunteer, you deliver a hot, nutritious meal and a friendly hello to someone just like your mother, grandfather, or next door neighbor. These seniors are inspiring people with incredible stories to share, and they love to see you. The smiles you get back are priceless. Delivering with Meals on Wheels is easy, and you don't have to drive like me for it to be quick. You can volunteer your lunch break once a week or just once a month. With 1 in 6 seniors facing hunger and many more living in isolation, your lunch break can make a real difference. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
Right now, our country feels divided, but there's a place where people are coming together.
I gotta tell you, I was nervous to talk to someone so different than me.
Me too, but I'm glad we are.
Love Has No Labels and One Small Step are helping people with different political views, beliefs, and life experiences come together through conversation, and it feels good.
Wow, your story is so...
Interesting?
Yeah.
When people actually sit down, talk, and listen to one another, they can break down boundaries and connect as human beings. At lovehasnolabels.com/one small step, you can listen to amazing, life-changing conversations and find simple tools to start a conversation of your own.
I know one thing. This conversation gives me hope.
It gives me a lot of hope too.
Take a step toward bringing our country and your community together by having the courage to start a conversation at lovehasnolabels.com/one small step. A message from StoryCorps, Love Has No Labels, and the Ad Council.
What is dedication?
The thing that drives me every day as a dad is Dariana. We call him Day for short. Every day he's hungry for something, whether it's attention, affection, knowledge. And there's this huge responsibility in making sure that when he's no longer under my wing, that he's a good person. I think the advice I would give is you don't need to know all the answers. The craziest thing was believing that your dad knew everything. So as a dad, you felt like you had to know everything. You had to get everything right. It's okay to make mistakes. As long as it's coming from love, then, it kind of starts to work itself out. I want him to be able to sit back one day and go, we worked together, we did a good job.
That's dedication. Find out more at fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Everyone knows what kindergarten is, but have you heard of kindergarten and transitional kindergarten? Virtual learning where you use a morning meeting to do so? Well, if you look up Miss Delisha on YouTube with Morning Meeting with Miss Delisha, that is where you find it. Here, children can learn about their names, what their names start with, the letters, circles, everything that we learned in kindergarten growing up, the kids can do now and can do it with Miss Delisha. Just go to youtube.com and search Miss Delisha, and when you do, and you put your child involved in this, do me a favor. Tell them Snowman sent you.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff.
Are you kidding me? Did you not get the memo?
Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Can't wait. Oh, yeah.
The Wacky Wednesday edition is off and rolling. And yeah, old Snowman's got some residual feelings to get out because of some of the things I saw online and in sports programming, if you want to call it such, last night.
Oh,
Now,
good.
I'm going to cook today. You've always wanted me to really go in on a few subjects. And I've always held back because I know me. If I go completely off, I won't stay on time with the program. And for those of you watching the video feed via YouTube, A, thank you for watching. B, leave a like. And C, please subscribe to the channel because I got a lot more stuff cooking. In fact, I got something wonderful coming at 2:30 at 2 o'clock this afternoon, and that's a collaboration. Now, I've already voiced my opinion about why the Lakers are not going anywhere, and that's their lack of use of Anthony Davis. I saw something this morning. That just needs to stop.
You couldn't even say it. You needed to pause. Oh, Lord. So it must be heavy duty. All right.
The late Bernie Mac said it best. When you get hit with something and you pause.
He never lied.
No, he never lied about that. Let me ask you football fans something, and I want to be upfront. This is a subject I have spoken about and weighed in on many times over. Why won't y'all leave Jimmy Garoppolo alone? Garoppolo has his team in the NFC Championship this Sunday, and to give my pick away, which ain't much of a giveaway since you all know me, I hope Jimmy Garoppolo and the 49ers ball out where they beat the Rams into submission. Remember 1989. Matter of fact, the exact date, January 14th, 1990, Candlestick Park.
Oh, you mean with the game where the Rams scored the first 3 points and that was it?
That was it.
Okay. I want to make sure that was the right game.
This is all about Jimmy G. Since y'all won't leave him alone, and the post that pissed me off this morning said the following, quote, should Jimmy Garoppolo lead the 49ers to the Super Bowl, what can you get during the offseason when you trade him? Close quote.
Wait. The post said since he can't lead a team to a postseason? Is that what I heard?
I'll read it again.
All right.
And I know I got 7 minutes before Eric Wilson comes on, so we're probably not going to have a break here, but I'm going to get this off my chest. Matter of fact, I'll read the second question. Quote, what should the 49ers get for Jimmy G, even if he should lead them to a Super Bowl? Close quote.
So
you've known me for about 5 years. 6 coming up on this summer.
Right.
Why do you think I'm pissed off right now after reading those two things?
Well, it is that it's a microcosm of what we even hear in mainstream sports media, where basically people are saying, well, this 49ers team are winning in spite of Jimmy Garoppolo, and not taking into account he is one of the 53 and he is contributing to the team. And it is not because of the standards that you and most other football fans seem to have when it comes to the quarterback position, because they have the skewed thought process of, well, the quarterback is the biggest and sometimes only reason why a team wins a game, forgetting that the quarterback is 1 of 11 on his side of the field, forgetting that there's 11 on the other side of the coin with the defense, and forgetting there's another set of 11 in the special teams, forgetting that this game is a team effort. And they slight this guy because they say they win in spite of him instead of partially because of him. That's why you're angry, sir.
You wanted me to go off?
Oh, I'm about to roll the red carpet and get out the way. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
You're about to get your wish. I'm not going to ask these fools to leave Jimmy Garoppolo alone because they won't. I know they won't. They don't have the balls to look at the stats that he has put up since he has been a member of the San Francisco 49ers. It's like my partner said. They're looking and surmising, foolishly I might add, that they're winning in spite of Garoppolo, not because of him. I go back to a game in New Orleans in 2019 where the 49ers had a ton of injuries and suffered more in that game. What did Garoppolo do going head-to-head against Drew Brees? Only 349 yards and 4 touchdown passes, and led the game-winning drive where Robbie Gould walked off. Biggest play of the game? 39 yards to George Kittle. And yet you people, the ones that say the 49ers are winning in spite of Garoppolo, the ones that have said to me that the 49ers are done, Kaputski, and it's Garoppolo's fault, why don't you come in and for a fireside chat? The 49ers have had some plays by Jimmy Garoppolo where you scratch your head. True. Mm-hmm. Fact. Yeah. Fact. But the 49ers have also had some plays by Garoppolo where you think and say, the true football fans, the true football journalists, where you look and say, in spite of his mistakes, he's one of the reasons they are where they are.
For example, a game they played in December in Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
In overtime, after Cincinnati kicked the field goal, Garoppolo drove them down for a touchdown and threw a beautiful pass to Brandon Ayuk to close the game.
And thank you, Kyle Shanahan, for finding a way to get Brandon Ayuk involved. Side note, Brandon Ayuk is involved in the offense and involved with the team. So for all of you people, including a few good friends of mine, that say Brandon Ayuk is a bust, kick rocks. Jimmy Garoppolo is the unquestioned leader of this team. He's human and he makes mistakes. I know there are going to be some people, you can't defend him. Oh, I certainly can. A 10-7 record and an appearance in the NFC Championship does that for me.
The second in 3 years.
Second NFC title in 3 years. And I know there are going to be some woke-ass 49er fans. I know quite a few of them. There are going to be some woke-ass 49er fans that are going to point Colin Kaepernick to me. Well, he made 2 straight NFC championships. He lost the second one. Jimmy's not going to lose this one. The only reason it's not 3 in a row is because the 49ers were littered with injuries during the COVID season of 2020. That's it. That's it. So for all you folks out there that think, they're not going to win with Garoppolo, shut up. Oh, I'll offer another example. I will offer another example. Let's go to SoFi Stadium, the place that's going to be overrun with 49er fans this Sunday, despite Ticketmaster's and the Rams' best efforts to keep them out.
Dummies.
And that'll be my last subject of the day. '49ers were down 17-0. They turned the ball over in the first half. But what does Jimmy G touchdowns do? What does Jimmy G victories do? Leads them to a field goal at the end of the first half. So instead of the Rams being up by at least 20, they were only up by 2 scores. And the 49ers made up those 2 scores within 10 minutes. Kyle Shanahan's creative offensive mind got Deebo Samuel to throw Juwan Jennings a touchdown, and then Garoppolo threw another touchdown, both in the third quarter, tied at 17. Rams take the lead, and everyone thinks, okay, this is the end of the 49ers. This is the bubble that's going to burst. Wrong answer. Garoppolo leads his team downfield. And the next thing you know, we're tied at 24. And the best part about it, Garoppolo leads them to the game-winning points. To the game-winning points, mind you, in overtime. So for those of you that think, oh, the 49ers are winning despite Garoppolo, A, y'all can kick rocks, and B, watch them work and watch Garoppolo work in the NFC Championship game this Sunday night in SoFi when the 49er fans sell out the joint. That's Snowman's quick take. What's yours? Oh, and by the way, I want all the smoke. And now joining me on the hotline, the one and only Eric Wilson, the man in charge of the Sports Arena and WNBA correspondent extraordinaire. Good morning, Eric. How are you?
Hey, Brian. Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, my friend?
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
You tried to tell the world, and apparently they didn't want to listen. I, again, have to apologize to you. My team was unsuccessful in my bold prediction, but I am very glad that your team was, and I'm excited for you, and I'm excited for the 49ers.
It's going to be a competitive game on Sunday, but don't be surprised if the 49ers pull away, like beginning in the second half, because, Eric, you've used this word often with me, and we've used it often in our coverage of the Chicago Sky this past summer. This team is motivated.
Yeah, that's definitely probably one of the more key words when it comes to this team, but also getting hot at the right time and, knowing and understanding what lay before you. Your team, Brian, let me tell you something. I was skeptical about Green Bay, but your special teams stood up and did what they were supposed to do. We both knew that whoever got the Cowboys in the first round, the Cowboys were going home.
Yep.
So I wasn't worried about that.
Mm-hmm.
But now, see, you're playing a divisional opponent, someone that you've seen twice already.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to be very honest with you and say I have reservations about this matchup because it is a divisional matchup. But I cannot ignore what both the Rams and the 49ers have done this entire season. At moments when there was questions of whether or not this team, either team, was going to be able to get right, if you will.
Yeah.
They held the course. They maintained who they were. They kept their identity. And they continually overcame any obstacle. So now we're seeing, and I don't care about seedings.
Right.
Now we're seeing the top two teams in the NFC go at it for a chance to just basically be in SoFi for the next 3 weeks.
Yep.
And have an opportunity to win it all. And it's very, I look at this and I'm saying to myself, not how did we get here, but why were we so, and when I say we, I say the general media and the general public.
Right.
Why were we so, why didn't we see this coming?
Well, I can tell you why we didn't see this coming. I'm not talking about the three of us.
Right.
But I can tell you why mainstream media didn't see it coming. What was the talk before the 49ers Cowboys game? What team is the biggest threat to knock out the Packers?
Yep. And
they mentioned the Cowboys. They barely mentioned the Bucks. They mentioned the Rams a little bit. They didn't even mention the 49ers. And I'm thinking to myself, how are you all football aficionados and you're overlooking this glaring omission of the team that has the two things that I have, and you have, Eric, and you have, Brian, have been taught since we were knee-high to grasshoppers.
Mm-hmm.
If a football team has a pass rush and a running game, they travel. Mm-hmm. And that's not a team you want to face. But most of the mainstream media ignored that. And I'm thinking, how in the world? And we saw them knock off one of their darlings in the Cowboys in the wildcard round. They saw them knock off the other darling in the Packers in the divisional round. And I'm happy that there was 49ers to knock them both out, because both those teams play too finesse of football for me to really appreciate them.
What have I always said? What have I been saying since the playoffs started, gentlemen? And this applies to the Cowboys, the Packers, and yes, the Los Angeles Rams. Those teams want to go around you. The 49ers, Eric, want to go through you.
Now, I will say this to your point, Eric. The Buccaneers had that same issue last year when they had to face the Saints, because the Saints, regular season wise, owned the Bucs.
Yes.
Same as how the 49ers own the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
But somehow the Bucs put together a good second half in that game and beat them. So I totally understand why you would say, yeah, no, this is a divisional rival, and you have a divisional rival, one that has the confidence to beat the other, no matter where they play.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I can understand you're having reservations about that.
But here's what I will say, and what I did notice. I had the privilege to just do a real-time reaction on the Bucs-Rams game, and here's what I noticed. What I noticed is Cam Akers likes to run east and west.
Mm-hmm.
Cam Akers doesn't run north and south.
No, he does not.
And that is going to prove to be a problem, especially because you have Nick Bosa out there. I would, if I was Cam Akers, I might stutter step just a little bit, but I'd be very careful on where Nick Bosa was. Now, with regards to your wide receivers, listen, Debo going to be Debo.
No matter what.
No matter what. Debo going to be
what.
Debo.
Mm-hmm.
But again, Mr. Snow, I'm calling on your other wide receivers, specifically that young kid from Arizona State University, Brandon Ayuk.
Brandon Ayuk.
I need him to really have a moment. Do you remember a few years back when no one could touch Mostert?
Yes.
And that man just ran up and down the field.
Mm-hmm.
I need
Packers in one half.
Yes. I need Brandon Ayuk to be that. I need Brandon Ayuk to go out there and remind people of put respect on his name.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I need to see from him. Debo's like I said,
Debo's going to be
Mitchell.
It's going to be
Elijah Mitchell. He's going to be, he's going to be effective. The fact that Jimmy G is playing injured to some degree.
Yeah.
And people don't mention that.
Nope, they won't.
Well,
they won't
don't, because they're like, and we've had several conversations about this on my show about, we a lot of times we put the onus on the quarterback.
Yes.
And, we give them all the praise. We also give them all the blame.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
How many times have we said that before on this program, gentlemen? That exact sentence.
Often.
Right. Often. And yeah. So when I look at Jimmy G, I'm like, look, bruh, I don't need you to be porn star Jimmy G. I just need you to go out there and do what you've been doing, because we could run down the list of quarterbacks who were not on that upper echelon or did not have that great game, but relied on, here's the key word, relied on the team to get the job done. And that is a huge piece that has been missing.
Yes.
We always centralize a particular individual for what he was able to do or unable to do. Mm-hmm. We don't look at the team and say, what did the team accomplish? And as long as the team's accomplishing a victory and continually moving forward, that should be our point of emphasis.
Mm-hmm.
But we pick apart those one or two or a handful of turning points, if you will, that say, well, here was the reason. Well, no. The team came together and said, It's not, no one of us is bigger than the rest of us, and we're going to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
What have I said about the quarterback position, what it should be, and what it really is when you break it down?
Point guard.
Mm-hmm.
Point guard. Put the team in the best position.
Yes, it's a football equivalent of point guard. And point guards are supposed to put all the players that they're supposed to be skill position players in the right position to make the plays. The quarterback is not the playmaker. The running backs, the wide receivers, and tight ends are.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing I think people are missing with the criticism of Jimmy Garoppolo is you're having these dynamic quarterbacks that can run the ball 10 times, 15 times a game, and can throw for 300 yards. And they're enamored with the athleticism of some of these quarterbacks that they forget.
Mm-hmm.
The best quarterbacks don't have to be athletic. They just have to be smart, and they just have to know who to get the ball to at the right spot, the right place, the right time.
That's it. That's
because
all.
it is.
That's all they need.
Mm-hmm.
That's
because
all they
it
need
is
to do.
because it is to your point, Eric. It's about the team winning. That's one of the reasons why I loved how the 49ers beat the Packers Saturday night. The defense did a really good job. The offense did okay. But the fact that the special teams carried the load for that squad, I'm glad it reminded people of the fact that it takes all three phases to make this work.
And there were still people, Cole, we talked about it on Monday, picking apart the 49ers win, okay, saying the offense only scored 6 points.
Okay.
Yeah, so the special teams got the other 7.
Well,
we had 13. Good. We had 13. They had 10. Isn't that all that matters?
Yeah.
Isn't that all that matters?
Yeah, because the only question I would ask after that is, did my team score 1 more point than the opponent?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Then it don't matter how many points the Dolphins scored.
3 more than the opponent, to be exact. Eric Wilson joining us here on the program, along with Cole Johnson and myself. Breaking down the NFC Championship. We're going to do this game on Friday. Now, everyone wants to make, Eric, the Los Angeles Rams, the remaining opponent in front of San Francisco, the darlings to knock off the bullies. Why is that?
Interesting choice of words, Brian. I never heard it that way.
Agreed.
Well, listen, I mean, I'll give flowers where flowers is due. I was very critical of Matthew Stafford when he was in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
I have said that when they gave him that ridiculous contract, 5 years, $100 and some million, I was like, that is probably one of the worst contracts in NFL history. He's basically stealing money.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to say that it is truly about the system and the coaching that you're in. And Matthew Stafford, has proven that when in the right system, he is a quarterback that should be respected. I'm not saying feared. I'm not saying he's elite. And I'm damn sure not saying he is the next. What I am saying is he needs to be respected for what he's done with Sean McVay. But I have said this all year long.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
The Los Angeles Rams are built to win now. This was not a process of let's go out and get this person, or let's go out and start to build our franchise for a long, sustainable run year in and year out. No. When you go get a wide receiver in Odell Beckham and you just basically get him out of Cleveland, when you bring over a Von Miller, one of the best edge rushers in the game, you already had pieces of Jalen Ramsey, Leonard Floyd, Cooper Kupp, Tyler Higbee, Cam Akers, and Aaron Donald.
Yep.
You were just pulling pieces together to make a complete puzzle. That is what Sean McVay and the Rams have done. This team is built to win now. Now, here is something that I have said, and every time I say it, people tend to shoot me down, and I'm like, okay. Everybody talks about, the NFL is is scripted and the NFL is this and the NFL is that. I'm like, okay.
Oh, good.
No, wait.
I've heard that.
But let me say this to you. Think about it like this. For one moment, let's take ourselves out of our own way and let's look at it through a different lens. Last year, Tom Brady left. Well, Tom Brady came to Tampa and was the first quarterback to host and win a Super Bowl. Even though it's a neutral site, it is still his home stadium.
Right.
Okay, so that stands to reason that the Los Angeles Rams could, not saying they are, but could be the second team in NFL history to host and win a Super Bowl. And I said to myself, if that comes to fruition, I'm telling you right now, I'm putting all my money on Arizona next year to get it done. I don't care what anybody says, because that'll be the hat trick. It'll be 3 for 3.
Well, Eric, you can save your money because come Sunday night, the 49ers are going to take care of that.
Okay.
And pop the Rams in the mouth.
Your prediction will be, I should say prediction, but your conspiracy theory, sir, would come true if the team that we saw the last time the Rams played in SoFi showed up. I would give them a better chance of being the 49ers if that were to be the case. Because I agree with you about Cam Akers running laterally instead of running at. Because that's what the Rams need to do. 1, run the ball. 2, run it north and south. And they need to run it at the playmakers on the defensive line because you want to run at them to neutralize them. Basically to, I guess you could say, to basically have the offensive linemen and Kyle Juszczyk and George Kittle serve as bodyguards for Debo and Mitchell, and heck, even if Ayuk gets a reverse. So that have opposite wise. I'm sorry. To basically have Higbee and the offensive line be bodyguards. So to run at Bosa, to run at Armstead, and neutralize them because Armstead, of course, is probably one of the best run stoppers you've got in the league, and he's a good pass rusher too. You run at them just like people used to run in the 2000s, run at Ray Lewis to neutralize him.
Right.
You got to do that to stand a chance to beat the 49ers. If you're going to actually beat them, you got to be willing to roll up your sleeves and punch them
and get
too.
dirty. And get
You
dirty.
got to get dirty. You got to get dirty. You got to punch them too. But I know that's not how the Rams get down.
And you wonder why I got this big old smile on my face. I can't wait till Sunday night. He is Eric Wilson, the host of the Sports Arena on Sideline Sports and WNBA correspondent. And believe me, we're going to talk a lot of WNBA in the coming days and weeks. Eric, I love you. Thanks for coming on as always, and I look forward to having you back on.
Oh, always a pleasure to talk with you and Cole. It's always an honor, gentlemen. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day. I'll talk to y'all soon.
Thank you, sir.
You too. And Eric, be proud of your Eagles, man.
Yes.
You're
proud of them.
A year ahead of schedule, bro.
Listen, I'm very proud of what my team has done. Do they hurt my feelings each and every week? But I still love them.
Spoken like an Eagles fan. I love it, bro.
Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you, Eric.
Thank you, bro.
See you.
Eric Wilson joining us here on the program, and I love that last statement of his. I love that last statement.
That's a true fan. I love it. That's a true fan of a team. I love it. I love it.
Like you said, spoken like an Eagles fan. Let's take a break. When we come back, let me get this up here. When we come back, Sean Payton has retired, or has he? I think Cole and I know, and you guys know where we're going. Back after this.
Everyone knows what kindergarten is, but have you heard of kindergarten and transitional kindergarten? Virtual learning where you use a morning meeting to do so? Well, if you look up Miss Delicia on YouTube with Morning Meeting with Miss Delicia, that is where you find it. Here, children can learn about their names, what their names start with, the letters, circles, everything that we learned in kindergarten growing up. The kids can do now and can do it with Miss Delicia. Just go to youtube.com and search Miss Delicia, and when you do, and you put your child involved in this, do me a favor. Tell them Snowman sent you.
The following is made possible by Dad.
Why was the basketball court all wet? Because the players kept dribbling all over it.
The dad joke. Corny, grown-worthy, but also one of the simplest ways to share a moment with your kids.
Why do you have to be careful when it's raining cats and dogs? Because you might step in a poodle.
And kids that spend more time with their dads grow up to be smarter, more successful.
Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding.
And, with any luck, funnier adults.
Why didn't the skeleton go to the dance? Because he didn't have anybody to go with.
Dad jokes rule. So take a moment to make a moment and give your kid a laugh. It's as easy as going to fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
That's really funny.
Olivia from Washington. Laid off and trying to keep our little kids from realizing that mommy and daddy haven't eaten in a while.
Roger from California. I'm grateful we could afford our son's surgery. I'm nervous that now we can't really afford food.
Daniel from California. Choosing whether to pay the rent or pay to fix the car to get to work doesn't leave us with much at all. Now we can't even pay for meals.
Donna from Louisiana. The storm just hit, and we went from donating to the food bank to needing it.
Keisha from South Carolina. I've been skipping meals so my 2 kids can eat, but filling up on water doesn't really work.
Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Excuse me, I know you have a 9 o'clock, so I'll keep this short. I'm the business suit in the back of your closet. You wore me nearly every day before your office went, quote, casual. I used to be the CEO of your closet. Now I'm just that one intern no one ever talks to. I always thought you'd circle back with me, get granular, keep me in the pipeline. But nada, nothing. Don't you remember the McKittrick presentation? You spilled coffee on me and I still looked amazing during the breakout talkback Q&A. So, I think it's time for me to move on. I've got a great resume and I absolutely crush it in interviews. Okay. Where I can really make a difference.
Your donations to Goodwill create new jobs, training programs, and education assistance for people in your community. To find your nearest donation center, go to goodwill.org. Donate stuff, create jobs. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff.
Are you kidding me? Did you not get the memo?
Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Can't wait. Oh, yeah.
Just about ready for our number 2, and it begins with something we kind of dove into yesterday, but now with me getting a full night's sleep for once, turning the brain off, and actually letting things settle in, when you look at the surface of what we're going to discuss next, which is Sean Payton, quote unquote, stepping down from the New Orleans Saints, and I'll say it again, when you look at everything on the surface with Sean Payton stepping down from the New Orleans Saints, the first question you ask is, why are you leaving $45 million on the table?
That's a wonderful question.
The second question is, why are you getting away from what you do best, which is develop a team?
He's one of the best to develop teams in this era.
Mm-hmm. And the third and final question, are you really stepping away from coaching football, or are you going to step away for a year and wait for the only offer that you will accept? I told you I slept last night and I feel good and I'm hopping around today.
I'm proud of you because because that's a question I wanted to have somebody ask, but they haven't had the balls to ask it.
No, I'll ask it again. Are you really stepping away, or are you waiting for the only offer that you will accept? Because there are many a coaching position open. Miami, Chicago, Jacksonville. He's not taking any of them.
Nope.
He's not taking any of them. So, I have a theory that everything is going to go like this. They're already, the Cowboys have stated that they are going to keep Mike McCarthy, as their head coach. Thank you. No, they're not. It's going to go all the way to the top of the summer. And then they'll find a reason. Jerry Jones will find a reason to fire him. Look, you got plenty of reasons already. And then there's going to be another statement that comes out. Maybe this will start in the spring. Who knows? Then there's going to be another statement that will come out saying we will launch our coaching search. That's bullshit. They already have their coaching search launched. Sean Payton conspicuously steps down from the New Orleans Saints, where he was for 16 seasons.
And he wasn't even close to being on the hot seat.
Not for 16 years.
Not even close.
Not for 16 years. And yet, you want another theory? One down season, minus Drew Brees, and minus a quarterback, has him thinking of one place and one place only. Now, I saw a little clip from Carton and Roberts on WFAN this morning. There's only one place Sean Payton wants to go. You know that place. I know that place. Anybody with a brain cell. Anybody with a brain cell that sees this developing. And if I'm wrong, I will gladly get in front of this microphone and say that I'm wrong. And by that time, I'll have Cole on video also. So a little hint for later on in the spring. Cole, CJ, my brother, will you please tell the thinking folks that are following along with this logic the only offer Sean Payton will accept?
Let me see. The only offer that Sean Payton will accept would be the Carolina Panthers. No. It will be the New York Jets. No.
Try again.
No. It will be the Minnesota Vikings. No.
He doesn't like the cold.
He doesn't like the cold. It will be where, if I'm not mistaken, he lives to this moment, the Dallas Cowboys. And this is so funny. Now, I did not know that we were going to discuss this today. I had a feeling that we would, but I did not know that we were going to discuss this like this in depth today.
Oh, I told you, I'm emptying the closet today. I feel like Eminem. I'm sorry, woke fans, but I'm cleaning out my closet.
But yesterday, I was watching America's Game, and I love watching the journey of teams that have impacted football over the course of a year, and see how that journey took them from training camp to championship, or in certain cases, training camp to failed championship. And I was watching the Cowboys just to study a little bit more on them. And so I was watching the 1993 Cowboys team. Then after that, I watched 95 too, just to study up. And
we actually study, folks. Okay, we actually look into stuff like this.
And you recall a coach that was there in 1993. His name was Jimmy Johnson. You all know him as one of the analysts on NFL on Fox.
Yep. Hall of Famer, by the way.
Yes, Hall of Fame head coach, one of the best to ever do it.
Period.
And to me,
period.
And to me, the best coaching job he did was that year.
Mm-hmm.
And that includes the time he was with the Hurricanes, and he was a great coach in college too.
Yeah, he was.
So that was a tumultuous year, but we did not know how tumultuous it was because, of course, the Cowboys were steeped with a lot of soap opera mystique, and also steeped with a whole heaping pile of talent, and Jimmy being the guy to drive the bus, to have them be hungry, to have them think that even though you are the defending Super Bowl champs, you really haven't done anything.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and they were minus Emmitt Smith the first 2 weeks of the year.
And started the first 2 weeks of that season with Emmitt Smith holding out for a contract.
Mm-hmm.
And Emmitt playing his cards right because they went 0-2.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing. So the Cowboys that year go on, they win a championship. And yes, that was the same year that in Thanksgiving Day, Leon Lett had the gaff after the blocked field goal.
Poor
and he
Leon
decided to
Lett.
run. I know. He went to run and try to recover the ball, but he didn't have to touch it. And so it made the Dolphins, the team that played against them, have another attempt at the field goal, and they win the game.
Poor Leon Lett.
I love Leon, but it was poor Leon Lett for sure.
Poor Leon Lett.
So the Cowboys win that. They go to Atlanta. They win that championship. 2 months later, Jimmy Johnson and Gerald Jones have a press conference where they say, "We have mutually decided to have me," and Jimmy Johnson saying me, "not be the coach for the future for the Dallas Cowboys."
Which is a lie.
Yeah.
Which is a flat-out bull-faced lie.
Mm-hmm. Now, this came 2 months after the Cowboys won their second straight Super Bowl. And they had to go, supposedly. And supposedly Jimmy said he had a 5-year plan, and of course 93 was his 5th year, and he wasn't going to, waste his time any longer. That's basically what he said. Now, they won their Super Bowl in January. That press conference was in March, late March. I don't think it was a day, maybe even 2. The next head coach was right there, and it was Barry Switzer. So to your point, sir, the coaching search has been launched.
Mm-hmm. Coaching search is over. Forget launch. The coaching search is over.
It was officially over yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Gerald now is looking for the right place and right time to give Mr. McCarthy the boot.
Yep.
And he wants to do so after he has in place the right contract to put in front of Mr. Sean Payton's face.
And the right buyout for McCarthy.
And the right buyout for McCarthy. Because Payton, it's been rumored that he has wanted that job, or the Cowboys have wanted him to have that job for the last, 4 years now?
How about option C, both? And this is with Peyton having Drew Brees in his stable. Mm-hmm. He's wanted that position for at least 5 years.
Yeah.
And they've wanted him.
And they've wanted him. Yeah,
they've wanted him.
It's a mutual thing.
But see, the problem that I see on paper, no, check that. Verbally.
Yeah, I only have one issue.
They will allow Sean Payton full autonomy over the team. Verbally.
That's the issue that I have. There you go. There you go. That's the issue.
I told you I got some sleep, and my brain was actually allowed to recycle and refresh. Mm-hmm. But see,
that is my issue.
That's heads. Okay, let's do this two-sided coin style.
Okay,
heads being Sean Payton wants full autonomy, and they'll agree to it verbally. the tail side, they won't put it on paper. Am I wrong in that assessment anywhere?
No, you're not wrong at all, because look, I love Gerald. I mean, I have said this often. He does know football. He has a good knowledge of the game. I will not ever say anything to the contrary.
Mm-hmm.
And I've actually said he is the greatest businessman in the history of the NFL.
Yeah.
There has not been a better businessman than Jerry.
Mm-hmm.
Hasn't been one. But he wants to have so much control over the team.
Mm-hmm.
That it is to it's to the overall team's detriment.
Yep.
And what makes it even funnier about this too is that Sean Payton is a Bill Parcells disciple.
Mm-hmm.
So
yep.
So when he was in New Orleans, and I knew this because I studied a little bit on him too. George and then Gail Benson, because of course George died and Gail, his wife, just took over the team.
Without a vote, mind you.
Yes, without a vote.
People don't think I study off the field stuff. You must not know about me. I'm sorry, my music references are coming out of control. My music references are out of control. All right, keep going. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine. In New Orleans, it basically was like, well, I'll give you music reference too. It basically was like, Sean Diddy Combs, where it's like the business were like, don't worry if I write rhymes, I write checks. So it's like, so they were like, don't worry about football. I signed the name on the dotted line for you to get paid. So that was basically the agreement they had, because they meddled very little in what Peyton did in New Orleans. Very little. And he had full autonomy.
Mm-hmm.
And I know the only way Peyton will take that job is if he actually gets, if not contractual, but I believe it has to be contractual. If not contractual, but at least gentleman's agreement style.
It better be.
It has to be a way.
That.
I'll put it on paper.
It needs to be on paper.
It needs to be on paper.
It needs to be on paper. Because if you're going to promise me full autonomy of the team verbally, and you don't put it on paper, I'm out like a scout on a new route, Jack. I'm out like a scout on a new route.
It should be, and I believe that's part of the reason why he hasn't gone there yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the only hesitancy to me.
And it's going to continue to be a hesitancy. It's going to continue to be just that.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be just that.
Yeah.
I hope Sean Payton says no and laughs in their faces. But there's a mutual interest. Everybody knows there's a mutual interest there. If you haven't been paying attention, there's a mutual interest there between Sean Payton and the Cowboys. Come on. Too easy. Too easy. Too easy.
And that is where that's basically where the rubber meets the road.
Mm-hmm.
If Gerald can just simply be the businessman and, well, co-GM with his son, if he could just do that, that's fine.
He won't.
But I know that this guy, he now has 3 Super Bowls in his coffers. He now is the owner and operator of the most financially successful team in the NFL, if not one of the most successful franchises in the entire world.
Yep.
Yeah, dude can write his own ticket, and dude will flaunt the reason as to how he can write his own ticket. You get a man's man like Sean Payton, that's going to be difficult.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the only reason why he is not taking that job. And that will be the only reason why he won't take that job. Otherwise,
if he
would have already been a Cowboys head coach.
Yep. If he doesn't get full autonomy, over the team and build it the way he wants to build it, forget it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because everything's in place now.
Mm-hmm. Everything's there.
The defense is starting to come along. The offense is pretty stout. The only thing he has to retool is the offensive line. He's good.
And he has to find another offensive coordinator. Because Kellen Moore is out of there.
Oh yeah.
Kellen Moore is long gone. You have to find another offense. You got to find another offensive coordinator, and don't knock on San Francisco's door because they're not giving up any coaches. Don't knock on. That's the only team I can think of. Don't knock on San Francisco's door. They're not giving up any coaches. I mean,
and that right there, that point right there, is glaring as to why Peyton is not going to be the head coach there for any time soon.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the autonomous way that Peyton wants to run the team,
he's picking his coaches. He's picking his coordinators.
Antithetical to that would be if Jerry says, "Well, yeah, you can have this job." Jerry saying, "Quote, you can have this job, Sean, but you got to keep Kelly with you." Close quote.
And Peyton ain't having that.
No. That's not how he rolls.
Peyton wants to play fast break football. He had it for 16 years.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to play fast break football and get the best of the best of the best out of everybody. You're not getting it with this team. Not the way it's presently constituted.
Not presently constituted. Nope.
Not the way it's presently constituted. Ain't a chance in hell. Ain't a chance in hell.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna get a fast break team that wants to play at Mach 4 speed with this team presently constituted. No. I mean, the Cowboys tried to bully the 49ers and got socked in the mouth and kicked in the stomach. Dallas tried to bully the 49ers for 60 minutes and only made it through 20 of them. Because there was some bloodshed, but it wasn't San Francisco's. Okay? Sean Payton had the best job with New Orleans. All you needed was a quarterback. And now he's going to walk into Dallas and they're going to string him up like a puppet. Sorry. I'm throwing everything out there. Sean Payton is going to wind up being a puppet coach in Dallas. Because he wants full autonomy of the team and Gerard ain't having it.
Nope.
Gerard ain't having any coach besides the first one he hired, which was Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson had full autonomy. He had a 5-year plan. It was executed to perfection with 2 Super Bowl titles. 2 months later, Jimmy Johnson gets the boot. And 24 hours after that, Barry Switzer had been introduced as one of the line of puppet coaches that Gerard has brought in. And if they don't get Sean Payton, then Kellen Moore's next. Either way, it's going to be a puppeteer situation. It's going to be a puppet coach situation. We got to go to a break. But coming up next, it's Wednesday.
Oh, we forgot.
Oh, hell no. And what we led with this morning leads perfectly into what we have in mind. Back in a moment.
Everyone knows what kindergarten is, but have you heard of kindergarten and transitional kindergarten? Virtual learning where you use a morning meeting to do so? Well, if you look up Miss Delicia on YouTube with Morning Meeting with Miss Delicia, that is where you find it. Here, children can learn about their names, what their names start with, the letters, circles, everything that we learned in kindergarten growing up. The kids can do now and can do it with Miss Delicia. Just go to youtube.com and search Miss Delicia, and when you do, and you put your child involved in this, do me a favor. Tell them Snowman sent you.
What is dedication?
I am the father of a 9-year-old little girl and a 6-year-old little boy, and I find fatherhood both relentlessly challenging and relentlessly. My daughter is biological and my son is adopted. I love them both so much, from the morning when you wake up to putting them to bed at night, and every moment in between. It really is so special, and boy, is it exhausting. Fear about being a parent is the future for my children. I think a parent's job is to protect our children, but also prepare them for the world so they become good, kind human beings. But I'm also hopeful that the future holds a more inclusive and compassionate world for them.
That's dedication. Find out more at fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them? By their clothes, their age, the way they speak? Would you notice a 16-year-old boy who got his first job,
not for extra spending money, but to help feed his little sisters?
Or a mother who's in between jobs and
Sometimes goes to bed hungry so her kids can have dinner.
or a 14-year-old girl who signs up to every after-school activity, not to make friends, but just to get something to eat. Or a retiree who fell ill and had to choose
between getting medicine or groceries.
I am the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger. People you pass by every day but never knew were hungry. I am hunger in America.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America, 200 Food Banks Strong, and the Ad Council.
The COVID-19 vaccines are starting to become available across the country. And as they become available, you may be asking yourself, should I get it? Will it help me get back to doing the things I love? Like going out to my favorite restaurants, meeting with friends in person, or going on vacation and traveling again? And can I do it all without putting my family and those I love at risk? And is it safe? You've got questions. That's normal, which is why it's so important to get informed. The medical community has made it clear. The vaccines authorized for COVID-19 have met the highest safety standards and can help protect us. Visit getvaccineanswers.org for all the latest information on the COVID-19 vaccines. That's getvaccineanswers.org. Getting back to the moments we miss starts with getting informed. It's up to you. A message brought to you by the Ad Council and the CDC.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff.
Holy on smoke! Are you kidding me?
Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Can't wait. Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy. Been flying right along on this wacky, angry version of Snowman in the Morning on this Wednesday. And all I'm going to do is push this here button.
In a world where partial greatness is celebrated and total greatness is shunned, there stands to be a figure on the lips of those who love him and those who hate him. The inane comparisons to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant continue and has existed since 2003. There is no end in sight, for the battle between those who unconditionally love and unconditionally hate him wages on. These are their stories. Welcome to the Bronzexual Confessions.
Now, before I give my partner the floor, I laid a 2-word warning on one of these episodes that he and I have collaborated on, and I will use it here. Bronzexuals, beware. All yours.
And it's on. I know that you all are happy, Bronzexuals. I know. I know you're happy because your man, your sexy beast, is about...
He did not pull out a 90s term on me.
Yes, your man, your sexy beast.
That's the one I want to hear.
Is now about to possibly become the most prolific scorer in NBA history. Why do I say that? Because when he scored his 5th and 6th point last night in Barclays Center, It put him exactly 2,000 points behind one of the greatest basketball players in the history of the sport, Lou Alcindor, a.k.a. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, a.k.a. to you bronsexuals, that old fart that you want your man to pass. But let me tell you something about that old fart.
Educate him, please.
You want to talk about NBA careers. There hasn't been a man that has garnered more MVPs in the NBA than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Not Larry Bird, not Magic Johnson, not your sweet thing, not even Michael Jordan. 6 of them.
Yep.
This man has the most all-star appearances. I know your man is almost coming close to that. And this gentleman here, unlike your man, not only had a really good, if I would say almost an excellent NBA career, he had the greatest collegiate career in the history of the sport.
Uh-huh.
And he only lost 2 games in high school.
Yeah.
Yep. So we're talking about, to me, the greatest career in basketball history. And I know you're saying that honor is LeBron James. No, sir. No, sir. Well, you mean to tell me you're not saying this about Jordan? Jordan is different. But even with Jordan in this particular sphere and argument, and this understanding does not compare to Mr. Alcindor, a.k.a. Kareem.
A.k.a. Captain Skyhook.
Does not compare.
God, I love Kareem.
Yes. Because unlike your man, Kareem was the author, the executor, and the master of the most indefensible shot, because he said it, the most indefensible shot the sport has ever created, which is the skyhook. Because I've only seen that shot blocked, and I mean with my own 2 eyes, I've only seen that shot blocked maybe 3 times.
I've only seen him blocked twice. The most indefensible shot ever.
And it doesn't come, and number 2 is not even close.
Mm-mm.
So when you want to throw shade, because I know you're about to throw shade in Kareem's direction, because reason why I'm saying this, get that thing out your mouth, son. You see, the only reason why, no, that's fine. You see, the only reason why I say this to you with your narrow brain is because we already have history here. Because when LeBron passed Jordan, you wanted to shame Jordan because LeBron is better than Jordan because LeBron has scored more points than Jordan. Then the very next year, you came with the same drama about Kobe right before his unfortunate passing. Well, this now means LeBron is a better player than Kobe because LeBron has scored more points than Kobe. So, of course, the next on this train will be Karl Malone. And when he gets to around 37,000 points, we'll be hearing this refrain from you all saying that, well, now LeBron is a better player than Karl Malone because he has scored more points than Karl Malone. This is the one thing that you all don't do, bronsexuals. Well, let me tell you the one thing that you do well. And I'm gonna tell you one thing you don't do well. The one thing you do well is you get on your knees, you grab that member, you say hallelujah and oh my God, and you go to town. That's what you do well.
all the way into town.
No, what you
I
don't
mean,
do.
all the way into town on the express. I've
Oh,
ridden the
my
train in Chicago, to and from Chicago, so many times. All the way into town on the express.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I know you've said the words, take me home, Daddy, often. Now, the one thing you don't do well is you castigate aspersions, you throw eggs, you try to denigrate every single elite player, every single icon, every single legend the NBA has to offer to buffer your argument that LeBron James is the greatest player of all time.
That's an argument.
Now you see boys and girl idiots. The one thing that no other fan base has done is basically throw middle fingers at other fan bases saying, well, my guy is better than your guy because your guy sucks. They just stop at saying, my guy's better than your guy. That's right there.
Yeah, that's it.
Now, am I saying something wrong there, sir?
No.
That's what I thought.
Nope.
I thought that's what you heard too, because it's ridiculous. And we can have intellectual discussions, but we know basically it devolves because intellectual is not in your vocabulary. When we actually debunk why LeBron James is not the greatest player of all time, you just go with the your mama route and you're happy with that.
Oh, they go ham on those.
Yeah, I mean, this is the one thing that you all do. And seeing all of these records that are and milestones that are being passed, that are being approached and gotten to, it just gets annoying. It gets annoying when we can just prove to you, like for one example, Kareem has 6 championships. Your man has 4. Just by that alone, that makes Kareem better than LeBron. Another factor, Kareem actually mastered a certain position on the court. Your man has not. Those are 2 facts I just sprayed in front of your face. But you know what you'd say to me? Shut up, fat boy. Mm-hmm. Or you got 4 eyes, you must need more eyes. Mm-hmm. You know, it gets personal with you, but let me get personal with you in return.
How about a third fact? Michael Jordan has 6 NBA World Championships and hasn't lost in the World Championship Series. LeBron's lost 6 times.
Oh, I know. I can get to that too. But the reason why I want to get personal in return to these fools is the fact that here's something that you all like to say. Well, all of you that try to hate on Bron, good Lord, the first time I heard that, it made me ill. But the first time that you hate on Bron,
ill.
Mm-hmm. But every time you hate on Bron, you always throw up how Jordan is better. Well, I'm going to throw up how other people are better too. And I just told you one example with 2 facts. But you come personal. I'm going to come personal back at you. Because the one thing that you all love to do is look up. Purple and yellow drool coming down your mouth. With the purple and yellow glasses staring at your idol, / man, / deity. / And you just gaze in amazement at the next feat that he does, like last night, 33 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, and you're like, what wonders can you do? Oh my!
And even
God,
that sounds fruity.
Yes, you get my point, and you get the drift. I can't believe what you do. Nobody at the age of 37 can do what you've done.
And yet we've seen it with Kareem.
Who did it at 38?
And 39. Hell, at 40.
At 40. Won a championship at 40.
Won
Now,
a
can your man say
championship.
that?
Won a championship at 38. Won a championship at 40, and 41.
And can your man say that?
Nope. Yeah,
That's what I thought.
he won a championship at 41.
He won
the
a
year
championship at 41.
1988.
Mm-hmm. So I'm proving to you with the guy that more than likely LeBron will pass probably sometime next year, maybe sometime the beginning of the 2023 season, 24 season. I'm just giving you an education on the fact that the people that LeBron passes, you've got to give the proper respect to. But in your history, you don't do it.
No,
because you
they
have
don't.
trashed Jordan and you have trashed Kobe in LeBron's wake. All while the fact that your knees just get worn out by being on them.
Not to mention bloody.
Before I continue, let me hand you a towel. I know you need it. There you go. Now,
yeah, and let me hand you a mop so you can clean up your mess.
Right.
And this
now,
ain't this ain't the Swiffer mop either. You need an old school mop for this ish.
Yeah. And take that towel, wipe between your eyes because some happy juice got on it. Now, I want I want you to understand with all clarity. My partner and I do not hate LeBron. Now, there may be certain things that he does that's not the greatest of things that makes us say, nah, I can't really do that. But straight up hate?
No.
He is a great athlete. In fact, even I can't say there is an athlete in basketball that I've seen that's better than him. I can't. I could try to even come up with an argument and say in certain ways they were more athletic than LeBron in this case. But in the whole total package of LeBron versus the whole total package of other players, I can't say that. LeBron's the best athlete in NBA history. I will go down in saying that.
Yeah, same here.
I will say that until I am blue in the face. Best athlete in the world of basketball. But the man is a one-trick pony.
That you get on your knees for every time he performs. And when he performs, you wind up with, let me borrow Kevin Harlan, a shot right between the eyes.
Oh, that was perfectly timed. Oh, my gosh.
Thank you, Kevin Harlan.
Yes, thank you, Kevin Harlan. One trick pony. Mm-hmm. And the one trick, I'm going to be a bull in the china shop. I'm going to take this ball. I'm going to drive down the lane and shove it straight down the hole so hard that nobody can stop me.
Not even the bronsexuals.
Yeah. No, I'm not talking about him slamming your hole. That's not what I'm talking about. Okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
No. Yeah, I know. And you ain't far off. But
if last night didn't prove that in the Barclays Center.
I'm talking about Jordan with his fadeaway. Kobe even with his fadeaway.
Beautiful.
The Dirk with his one-step fadeaway.
One-legged fadeaway from 30 feet.
That's so impressive. Curry with the three-point shot from about 60 feet. Forget 25.
Mm-hmm. With the shot clock running down.
Yeah. Magic with the baby Scott hook, and we're not even talking about the wonderful assist game he's got.
Mm-hmm.
Bird with just any three-point shot.
Bird with just any shot. Bird with his set shot. Bird with his McHale in the torture chamber, the up and under.
Yes.
Akeem Olajuwon with the Dream Shake.
Dream
I'll continue this list for you.
Mm-hmm.
Reggie Miller running behind the line with a high arcing three-pointer. Julius Erving with a basic jump shot in anyone's face that dared challenged him. Just ask Magic Johnson on May 31st, 1983 what happened with that. Dominique Wilkins right down the lane with a right-handed spike. In the words of Bob Fitzgerald. Let's see. Draymond Green facilitating an offense only the way Draymond Green can. Tim Duncan with the bank shot. Scottie Pippen with a bank shot. Bernard King with his jump shot. Let me say that again, Bronzexuals. Bernard King with his jump shot.
From 15 feet.
And in.
You get the drift, Bronzexuals. Now, I know I said going down. You're focused on going down. No. Look up. What we just went through in a list and a litany of players in the last 2 minutes who actually had a shot that they worked on and they perfected and they mastered.
Tirelessly.
Is the fact that they did the one thing your man has not. And we have consistently said this. In the tireless question of, why are you so hating on LeBron? There's your answer, but you refuse to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I get why you refuse to hear it. Oh, no. It's supposed to go in your mouth, not in your ears. No. Okay.
Which explains why the brain has gone sideways.
Yeah. Here's the simple part. You all are ridiculous, straight up ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
And I would love to say that there's hope for you, but that's not. You all love to dream about this guy every day. You all like to dream with him every day. You would want to dream alongside of him every day. Oh, you don't believe me? Well, I have a Bronzexual quote for you, Bronzexuals. This will make you moist when you hear it. Quote, I want to sleep with LeBron James. I want him to fill me up like a jelly-glazed donut. He is my king. He played well.
He changed lives.
And that came from a male Bronzexual. So you wonder why I have the sometimes disdain for you? Is because it is that type of overwhelming devotion to the point where it is sensual and sexual that it makes me ill and sick dealing with you.
And fruity as hell.
And it is this way 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. You do not even take off the leap day on leap years. It has to stop, Bronzexuals. I mean, the love affair that you have with LeBron has to be healthy, but it's not. It's not. And it'll never be healthy because you think he's the best to ever do it, and you take it too far. But I understand it. I do. He is one of the greatest players to ever lace the sneaks. I get it. He's also one of the only players to win championships on 3 different squads. I get that too. He's going to be the first triple quintuple guy in the history of the NBA. I know, because he also will amass 10,000 rebounds and 10,000 assists, along with well more than 10,000 points, and no other player has done that. So he's going to amass things that no other player has done. I understand that, and that's why I understand why that man himself is the only person you would let clap your cheeks. Now, if you want to hear what I think about him comparing his team to the 2020 Bucks, tune into Cold Sports later on today. I'm going to tell you what I think about that. Ridiculousness.
I'll close this out.
Okay, go ahead.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned, rises a figure who encourages ridiculous, undying loyalty. Good Lord, I'm about to throw up. This has been yet another installment of The Bronzexual Confessions.
Man.
Bravo.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bravo, sir.
Thank you.
I warned everybody at the top of the show that we were both emptying our clips today. I warned did I not?
Yeah, you warned them. You warned them.
They didn't listen, did they?
No. They didn't listen.
They didn't listen, did they?
Mm-mm.
Now, I got to touch on this before Clarence Nixon rings in to close out the program. Why is Ticketmaster and SoFi Stadium being so damn stupid? Why are they being so damn dumb? They're being dumb. How can you restrict? I mean, you know what? I have an answer, and I think you'll like said answer.
Okay. I look forward to hearing it.
The 49ers are living rent-free in the Rams' heads. So much so.
Yeah.
Let me say that again. The 49ers are living rent-free in the Rams' heads. So much so that Ticketmaster placed a restriction. SoFi Stadium placed a restriction.
This is stupid.
On 49er fans purchasing tickets at SoFi Stadium. Just because 35,000 plus invaded SoFi Stadium. I mean, isn't that one of the best things about football?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. You saw the wild card round and how 49er fans stampeded into AT&T Stadium.
Yeah.
49er fans travel, in case you haven't noticed.
Yeah.
49er fans travel well, in case you haven't noticed. So Ticketmaster put they put, you know what? I'll leave that for another time. Right now, I have a Cincinnati Bengals insider on our program, and I finally got this young lion on the program. His name is Clarence Nixon, and he joins me right now. What up, though?
Hey, Snowman, how you doing today?
I am well. How are you, my friend?
I am doing great, man.
You better be.
Be a Bengals, man.
You better be. Bengals are playing for an AFC title game on Sunday.
Yes, sir. Hey, you know, man, I'm in shock, man. But I'm so happy that you brought me on the show, man. I ain't doing no interview in a long time. It feels so good to be doing it with the OG.
Well, both of the OGs appreciate you, my man.
Yes, yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah, both the OGs appreciate you. Talk to me about these Bengals.
Okay, so let me tell you where it started, man. It all started back in 2020, man, when we drafted Joe Burrow. Like when we drafted a winner, like it was the best thing that ever happened to us.
Yeah.
And it helped, and then it helped us realize, like, why not us? Like, I embrace that why not us, because why not the Cincinnati Bengals can make the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Or reach the AFC Championship. Why not? So,
Mhm.
fast forward, he tore his ACL, and then they went to go draft Jamar Chase. Now, that right there just let me know, like, man, these guys are ready to win, man.
Yes.
These guys are ready to win. So we go fast forward again. So when the season goes on, Jamar Chase is killing it. You see him kill it in the first game. The first game against the Vikings, he had the most receiving yards in Bengals history for a rookie. And from when I just seen that like connection from them two, man, just like, man, these guys will be dangerous, man. And I just can't be so proud of them, because they're making the city of Cincinnati like helpful. They do so much for them. Like, I'm so happy for them, though, Snowman. It's so much I can talk about, but see, it's so great to be alive, to be a Bengals fan, man.
You know something? I think both the Bengals and the 49ers are saying, why not us?
I knew you was going to say 49ers,
Both.
man.
Think about it, though. The Bengals and the 49ers, no one expected the Bengals to get to the playoffs, let alone win the AFC North Division. Okay? No one expected the Bengals to beat the Kansas City Chiefs on a walk-off. No one expected the 49ers to beat the Rams in Week 18, and we beat them in overtime. So I'm going ahead to say, why not us meeting each other in the Super Bowl for a third time? Because I have every piece of confidence whatsoever that we're going to take care of business against the Rams.
Yeah, y'all definitely took care. Y'all definitely, the 49ers, like, why not them, though? Although their quarterback play is still kind of shaky, but their defense is tough, it's physical, and their running game is just consistent at running. So why not the Niners, though? The Niners has proven to us that they can play with the big boy league. Yeah, they just went into Lambeau Field and just ripped the hearts out of Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers. That just shows the physicality that they bring to the table.
Which should tell you that the 49ers can win in all ways. And they've done that.
Yeah. Well, not quarterback play, though, because, Jimmy Garoppolo, he's still kind of shaky. Like, I probably wouldn't pick him in a shootout battle against another quarterback. It's just because, like,
I would. I'd take him.
If the running game is on point and the defense is playing lights out, Jimmy G is going to have a good game. But if either one of those are not playing out, you might catch a bad game for Jimmy G. Not saying he's a bad quarterback, though, but when he's healthy, he's a good quarterback. He is.
But see, what a lot of people don't understand. What a lot of people don't understand about Jimmy G, he can win a shootout. I mentioned earlier in the program, he went toe-to-toe against Drew Brees and beat him in his house.
But that's when he was healthy, right?
Well, he may not be healthy now, but he's going to go toe-to-toe with Matt Stafford and knock him out. Just like I want to see Joe Burrow go. I can't wait to see Joe Burrow and Patrick Mahomes go toe-to-toe Sunday afternoon in Kansas City, and it's going to be one of those 62-51 kind of games.
Oh, man. You see.
Oh, Lord.
Whoa. Our defense can make a good
I know.
stops.
I know, and I'm having fun while saying that. Clarence Nixon joining us here on the program this morning, but look, you know where the focus is going to be. It's going to be Joe Burrow versus Patrick Mahomes, and I don't expect it to be a 62-61 kind of game. The defense that makes the best play will win that game. The defense that makes the best play will win that game, and I hope I didn't lose him. Clarence, are you still with us?
I'm still with you.
There you are. Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Let's go off the board here. Clarence, I heard a little one with you. Who's with you in the car?
Oh, that's my little girl. She's a future banker. Her name is Shot. So, I've been trying to mold her into Bengals, though, because that's where I come from. So I'm just trying to pass that down to her.
How old is she?
She'll be 3 in April.
Wow.
Good
See, from one girl dad to another, raise her upright, my man. raise her upright, and I know you will. We're running short on time, but I definitely got to have you back before the weekend so we can really dive into the Bengals and the Chiefs. But I want to say thank you for coming on this morning. What's your daughter's name again?
Shia.
Okay. Hi, Shia. Me, Cole Johnson, are saying hi to you and also saying hi to your proud papa. And this proud papa is going to be my Bengals insider.
Man, thank you. Yes, sir. I really appreciate that, OG, because I will definitely keep you updated what goes on in the Bengals organization. And right now, the organization is limited right now because they have a stud quarterback that's a leader that you want to have on your team. Like, and I've been a fan since, honestly, a Bengals fan since 2002 when Palmer came in.
Yeah.
Because 1990, 2001, I wasn't really knowledgeable. But the winning mentality that he brings to the city of Cincinnati and the Bengals is just something that you would love to have.
Mm-hmm.
Like Joey B, man, is like the best thing that ever happened to him. Then you add in Jamar Chase, his best friend, like that right there is enough to win. And I'm just so stoked for this game.
And you add in T. Higgins. You can't forget about T. Higgins as well.
Oh, T! I love it.
You can't forget about T. Higgins. You can't do that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna forget about him. I'm not forgetting about him.
It'll be a fun game in Kansas City. We'll get all kinds of reports. I plan to do a live reaction to that game. I'm getting that set up today. But Clarence Nixon, Young Lion, girl dad, thank you for joining this morning. I really appreciate it, and I'll get you on later this week so we can really break down the Chiefs and the Bengals for the AFC Championship this weekend. Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
Thank you, OG, man. See you, Cole. OG Cole.
All right, brother.
You know what? That's a sign of respect when someone calls you an OG that recognizes your impact and what you've done. And
it's a good feeling.
It's a good feeling because he was the one that said that to me. I want to say a couple years ago, and he just addressed me with it, and now he's addressed you with it. So, Clarence, we thank you.
Yes,
we thank you so much. That young lion's going to make a lot of noise, and to his baby girl Shia, you keep an eye on Proud Papa, okay?
Yeah,
keep an eye on Papa, and I know he will. I know he'll raise her up right. Our time is up. Tomorrow we'll talk Hall of Fame, and Chris Dietz will join us. And believe me, we all got some residual feelings about Major League Baseball.